Why do I bother with this fucking show anymore? What an absolute boring, I mean boring episode of AEW Dynamite from April 22nd of 2026. Just an absolute boring show from All Elite Wrestling. Anyways, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Lucas E. Allen 1018 on YouTube and all audio platforms. The Lucas E. Allen Show. With your AEW boring mites. Yeah, boring might I call it. AEW Dynamite, April 22nd, 2026 review on this podcast. For anything else, follow me on social media, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook at Lucas E. Allen 1018. Watching today's podcast on YouTube, click the like button to today's podcast. Hit the subscribe button if you've done so already. Turn on the bell for your post notifications to upload this very YouTube channel. And always, feel free to leave a comment thinking my AEW Dynamite April 22nd, 2026 review. As always, watch your odds on Spotify. Do the same thing. Leave me a comment and also a 5-star rating. Be very nice as well as say at least. Second up of the day, we did our obviously my Limit Center podcast for April 24th of 2026 today. Go check that out. It's available on YouTube and Spotify already. So there you go. So we start this freaking boring ass show. Just spoiler, the best thing on your show is a B- grade. I'm not joking. I don't care how much good wrestling you put on your show, Tony Khan. That doesn't even lick of a fucking thing you even cares about. To say the least. Let's start with Dynamite. This podcast might be like 10-15 minutes long. That's how boring this show really was. I'm not joking. There's nothing to talk about here. What was so good? Will Ospreay getting carried out by the Death Flyers, maybe? That's about it. Nothing involving MJF and Darby Allin, the World Championship. Well, then again, you had Darby defend the championship against Tommaso Ciampa. But let's be real, I did not fucking care about that at all. Love Tommaso, don't care much about Darby being the world champion, obviously. And 2026, obviously, but still. Anyway, starting off with Dynamite. Dynamite started off with a video recapping how Darby Allin defeated MJF to become the new AEW World Champion last week. We thought we might hear from Allin to begin the show, but MJF came marching down to the ring instead. MJF told the truck to cut his music and was clearly in a bad mood. Yeah, no shit. It'll be bad too to be on this shit show. He called last week the Seattle screw job. He told that his win over Kenny Omega and said it was unfair that he had to defend his title so quickly. He called out Allin and said he needed to return to his championship immediately. Instead of a new champion, we got TNT champion Kevin Knight. Instead, he said that he had MJF beat in the last match and he should have 2 belts right now. They traded insults back and forth for a few minutes before Knight challenged him to a match. MJF said he would do it if Knight put his title on the line, which Knight accepted. But just when it looked like it was a contest would start, MJF rolled out of the ring and said it would happen next week instead. Are you clamoring to see Kevin Knight and MJF again? Because I'm not. Big fan of both guys, honestly. Kevin Knight's freaking great as hell. I love Kevin Knight. He's freaking great. MJF, how great he is, obviously. But one of those took place on Wednesday or next week. I don't care. Why is MJF now feuding with the TNT Championship? What, because you're going to lose again and go back to Darby? What a way to make your potentially next challenger for the AEW World Championship. Looks prestigious there, Tony Khan. But the former champion in his rematch, whatever. This company doesn't know what the fuck they're doing. Just like WWE don't know what the fuck they're doing. Both companies don't know what the fuck they're doing. This is freaking boring. It gets a C+. This is B- is the 2 biggest grades on the show. And 2 only grades on the show is B- and C+. That's what I mean how boring this show really was. Not even one of a podcast at all, people. Yes, gets a C+, and mostly tied for the worst grade in the show, but then again, C+, and B- is honestly all over the place. No, so it's tied for the best grade in the show, believe it or not. Brody King defeats Leo Rush in a B-. Solid match. Did you seriously give a flying fuck about it? I like both guys. I like Brody a lot. But how am I supposed to care, people? How am I supposed to care? What am I supposed to care about this match? get someone to sink my teeth into with this? The answer is nothing. How can anybody kill you AEW sickos out there? Nobody don't they're going to call you the sickos means the end of the world for you. Only I'm a WWE shield. I call it WWE fan base the WWE freakos. You are still the sickos. AEW sicko 101 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 your username. How am I supposed to care about this? What is there to care about? The answer is nothing. Moving on, shall we? More filler. There's only women's match on the show, believe it or not, people. Hikaru Shida defeats Mina Shirakawa thanks to Chris Statlander costing Mina in the match. So this gets a C+. Back and forth. B-, C+, B-, C+, B-, C fucking plus. That's basically this whole show, people. I'm not joking. You go start for the C+, and go into B-, ladies and gentlemen. It goes right and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, mainly in the middle, that no one cares about. Oh, man. Who cares, man? C+, give me a story to care about. If we one match on the show and only not one single thing involving the women, minus this, is stupid there, Tony Khan. And by the way, where the fuck is my girl Mercedes Moné? Where is she? I hear the community give me scared shitless that she could be like Bianca Belair or Naomi right now. And have, yeah, that word. Which I'm not even gonna fucking discuss it. It makes me, I'm gonna be happy as shit for her. She is that word, but still. I'm gonna be still heartbroken at the same time. If it is true, which I hope to God it's not true. If it is true, I might need a while to recover with that shit. It's one thing for Bianca to be pregnant, and people thought she was pregnant. Like, it's one thing for Bianca to be pregnant, and then another with Mercedes and Bianca, especially Mercedes. And Naomi about that too? Like, oh my god, bro, how much can I frickin' take? It's more noble to talk about than this frickin' show, may I tell you. Like, damn, bro. Anyways, this match is the C+. Who fucking cares, dude? I like Shida. Amina's very good. But she's basically a pennier on the show! How am I supposed to care? How am I supposed to care? What, is this developing a Chris Statlander heel turn with Hikaru Shida in AEW Women's Tag Team Division? At least give me a fucking story to care about that. And the answer is they don't, honestly, to say the least. On and more, back to a B- here. Mark Davis defeats Will Ospreay due to referee stoppage, and after the match, Davis looked to beat down Ospreay more into a Death Rider, saved Ospreay, and carried him out of the arena. A B-. Solid match. How am I supposed to care? It's probably the most notable thing on the show, though, honestly. Storyline-wise. Because Will Ospreay gets carried out by a Death Rider, and the Death Rider save Ospreay? What is that freaking booking? It made me interested, honestly. That might be semi-interested on this show. That doesn't mean it's like the most noble thing you should have your television show, but whatever at this rate. This show just really gets me on my nerves like WWE does. Hey, to be doing AEW, don't know what the fuck they're doing, dude. They don't know. They don't know what they're doing. But at least this is like something interesting coming out of Dynamite, but then again, is it really that interesting to you? It's the eye beholder, I guess. She gets a B-. Samoa Joe, he makes his way back to Dynamite. I like that, honestly. He defeats Cody Chong, basically a squash match. Like, back to a C+. Back and forth, back and forth. If Samoa Joe getting a squash match, at least get his feet wet under the belt, fine. That's fine, I guess. And season maybe a Hook and Samoa Joe back together, maybe a duo, and putting up Ops. Obviously, now they don't have Powerhouse Hobbs anymore. We'll have to go to WWE as Royce Keys, obviously. Who knows? Maybe a third Ops member. Maybe it's Katsuri Shibata come back. I don't fucking know, dude. I don't know what we're going to be doing, but I hope it's something interesting for non-title feuds for Samoa Joe. I hope it is interesting, but I'm not going to trust Tony Khan to book this correctly, but whatever. C+ is your grade. Oh my god, we're going to your main event, guys, ladies and gentlemen. This is like 11 minutes into this podcast, at least on YouTube, and probably like less than 10 minutes on Spotify. And we're already on to your main event. This is what I mean about AEW Dynamite being so fucking boring. There is nothing to talk about. I'm not joking when I say that, people. I'm not joking. You think I joke with this? I'm not joking. I barely have 2 pages of notes here on my laptop here. Barely. This last match may be a notes here. Darby Allin, I guess, to reign defends sadly AEW World Champion, defeats Tommaso Ciampa to retain the said AEW World Championship in the main event. Another B minus. So I'm not joking, people. We started with C plus, we went to a B minus, back to a C plus, back to a B minus, back to a C plus, and finish off with a B minus, back and forth, mid of freaking grades. Oh my god, man. When I mean the show is fucking boring, I mean the show is fucking boring. It might be so. I'm not. You just you don't believe this overall show great. It would cut down honestly. This see back and forth, but I might be so fucking generous with this grade. I round up all the grades and somehow be a B minus overall show grade. But I don't like it being a B minus. This is how I round up the show to be. This show is freaking what? Darby defeated Tommaso Ciampa in the main event to retain the said AEW World Championship. Yeah, I'll be honest, it was a fine match. Nothing I'm gonna go back and watch. Like, what the fuck is this show? For a main event that was already boring show to begin with, like this show, I'll give Tony Khan this, it makes his Dynamite go at least right by fast pace and everything. Get out of the fucking out of the freaking product, honestly. That's not good when you're going to double or nothing your big events of the year. Now your biggest will be going all in, but still, it's definitely number 2 in my opinion. Like, dude, what the fuck are we doing? Like, this is a solid main event. Tommaso Ciampa was bleeding in this match. Like, we need fucking blood with this shit. We need blood with this. I don't mind blood in professional wrestling. I'm not saying when it comes to blood in professional wrestling. It just needs to be used properly. This was not used properly here. What was there for Tommaso Ciampa to bleed for? I'm genuinely asking. Nothing? Got it. I got AEW sicko. With 20 fucking names in your numbers in your username. Slight exaggeration, but not only slight, honestly. Oh man, like this show is so freaking boring. And then you come up with a show last week, we had the world's most stupidest outcome, having Darby Allin win the AEW World Championship. And it's defend the title the following week because it's going to be a fighting champion, that babyface mentality for Darby Allin. Like we need to freaking care. This man should not, should not be an AEW World Champion. Fuck, he ain't even worthy of maybe a Ring of Honor Championship, but still, you get the point, people. He should not be holding the AEW Men's World Championship, or just the AEW World Championship in general. He should not be that champion. He could have been champion 2 years ago, I'll be honest, but not in 2026. His peak was last year when he was fighting John Moxley and the Death Riders. You should. He would have won the championship at All In Texas. But it obviously did not happen because there's freaking music being played on my party, dude. Oh my god, people. Why people gotta be so freaking dumb? Playing freaking music on fucking recording here, people. It's unbelievable. Anyways, wrap this up, obviously. Nobody cares to see Darby Allin's the AEW World Champion. At least not me. If you do, God bless you. If you do, God bless you. I just cannot fucking care. I cannot care. This man is a freaking wannabe Jeff Hardy, and he's not even close to Jeff Hardy. Even close to a 2.0 Jeff Hardy. So why the fuck is he be the world champion? When you have guys like honestly MJF, who has a lot more competitors to wrestle for at a championship. He has Swerve Strickland to wrestle. He's got Will Ospreay probably all in, even when he has to win his back championship. And he has so many different guys to wrestle. No one cares about Darby Allin being the AEW World Champion. I don't care if it's 1 month. I don't care if it's 1 fucking day. I don't care. This man getting his accomplishment book and being an AEW World Champion is freaking stupid, especially in 2026. Sorry, not sorry, AEW sicko. And this match with Tommaso Ciampa did nothing for me. I love Tommaso. He's freaking great. But still, I cannot care for this main event. I'm sorry. B- is your grade. That's your show grade for AEW Dynamite, April 22nd, 2026. Is somehow a B-. And you should be grateful for that, AEW sicko. You should be grateful for that. That's just a very humongous, generous grade there. We're rounding up all the grades. I see with all these B- and C+. I was stunned. This is as strong as it would be an overall show grade with B-. Freaking crazy if you ask me. But that is your AEW Dynamite April 22nd, 2026 review on this podcast. Yeah, it's been like, 16 minutes, almost 17 minutes on YouTube, and just 15 minutes on Spotify and all audio platforms. Sorry for that major freaking radio being blasted down my street just now. I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sorry if you hear that, people. It's outside my freaking control. It's idiots being freaking idiots in my neighborhood, to say the least. Anyways, until next time, and trust me, definitely be next time, everybody. Peace, love, right? I'm out. So let's take care. Love y'all big time, to say the least.